All right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining into today's session of eMeet, your architecture school. Now, the reason we're doing this is that there have been numerous students that have reached out to us and said that they want to reach out to the schools and understand the difference between from one school to the other. And that's the reason why we are doing this session, so that you can meet the top management of each of these schools and make an informed decision, right? A lot of you are in the phase right now where y'all are trying to figure out which schools y'all should be considering and why you should be considering those architecture schools in particular. And for that reason, we've done this webinar um, of top architecture schools to consider in 2024. And one of those schools that we have highly that we think is to be considered by each and every one is the Christ University School of Architecture, which is based in Bangalore. And to represent them, we have Dr. Jayaprakash Chachan, who's the professor at the university. I'll talk a little more about him. He's got a very illustrious background, but I've just tried to sum it up with this, right? So he's a professor with Christ University School of Architecture, and he's trained in architecture and urban planning and has 2 decades of academic experience. He's worked, of course, in India as well as abroad. He's been with King Fahd University in Saudi Arabia and has also worked with Bursa University in Turkey. He's an academician, a researcher, and he's published numerous papers across various journals. He currently teaches the senior students at Christ University and is also a placement coordinator. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now and hand it over to Dr. Jayaprakash. Dr. Jayaprakash, thank you so much for coming in today.
Hi, Dion. Good evening.
Good evening. Good
It's
evening.
pleasure to be here with you, and I extend my sincere thanks to DQ Labs, especially you and Swati for having me here.
Thanks a lot.
So, good evening, everyone. Those who are part of this session, it's really honor and pleasure to be here in this nice evening. I'll just take you through maybe 20 to 30 minutes just to highlighting a few of the key features of, as rightly pointed out by Dion, that how we are distinct from other schools and what are our special, the core strength of the school. And I'll just briefly pinpoint on certain activities, I'll also throw some light on insight on the philosophy that we follow in our school, the state of the infrastructure that we have, and also I'll take you through some of the portfolios, works that we have done. And in addition to that, I'll also throw some light on the placement opportunities that we offer to our students. Just to begin with, let me again quickly, although my introduction has been broadly given by Mr. Dion, let me give you quickly a quick background. I come from an architecture background. I'm quite senior, maybe in way back in 99. I completed my UG from then that time very prestigious Karnataka University that time, 1999. So thereafter, I had a lot of opportunity to work in various places in Gujarat and Maharashtra and all. And then I had a chance. I was very passionate to get into urban planning program. So I made a choice to complete my urban planning in 2002. And then I had to work with some of the industry and projects and other things. And later on, I was good enough to go for a higher studies. Then I opted for going for a prestigious institute of the country, IIT Roorkee, where I got MHRD scholarship also for 4 years to pursue my PhD. And then my journey started. Actually, after that, I went abroad, and as he said, I had to spend 4 5 years and actually involved in. So I'm a very active researcher, academician, a good teacher, and a mentor. So why now? Why Christ actually? Let me take you through. And before I formally commence my session, I would like to uh, convey greetings from our director, Father Thomas TV, and also our head of the school, Dr. Anita Sushilan. In their absentia, I am delivering this talk and I am representing formally the School of Architecture, Christ Deemed University. With this background, I'll just now slowly get into the vision of the school. As you see, the vision of the university is very clear. The university believes in excellence and service. That is the core agenda of the school. So, in line with the university vision, the school is very much dedicated, basically taking care of a very rigorous, robust approach in our teaching pedagogy, especially engaging into all three kinds of things, whether it comes to knowledge, research, community engagement, and also we ensure that how students will pass out, graduate from here, having becoming very creative designers, and at the same time, in line with the core vision of the university, we will ensure that there will be a holistic development and they will become a very ethical professionals and also equally responsible citizens. That is what we believe in terms of our philosophy. Continuation of that, Christ is known for, as I said, in every aspect of our curriculum, we always make sure the students will show their sensitive approach demonstration towards ecology, cultural diversity, and social equity. That is at the forefront of our any of the activities, any of the tasks, or any of the things that we take. So ecologically sensitivity, we definitely look into that, and also we celebrate diversity in our campus and also in our school. So and also we make sure that in the kind of shaping or grooming activity that happens, everybody will come out with a lot of creativity and critical thinking. And the most important part here, I would like to emphasize now, architecture is no more. It can be thought as an independent or in silo profession. It requires a lot of collaborative skills, multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary. That is the time of the day now. So we always ensure that the 4 5 years of the activity that the students that rigorous pedagogy that they undergo at every point of time, we'll make sure that integrated approach will be there, wherein they will be exposed to all sorts of interdisciplinary courses, whether it's the we closely look into art, science, history, technical skills, so that their readiness to work into various multidisciplinary and which eventually lead to the collaborative ability and also employability will also be there. So that is how we believe in that. And you can always look into our syllabus, that kind of how we crafted our syllabus, taking care of most of these aspects. Moving on to the currently the programs, and the interesting part of our campus is we are blessed to be part of the, as I just now said, multidisciplinary umbrellas that we have. Kangeri campus, where we are currently offering architecture, is there. We are blessed to have School of Engineering, Technology, Psychology is there, Social Science is there, management school is there. So we are, it's an opportunity for us to closely work with the other schools, and that is how we mutually learn from each other and collaborate each other in every aspect of project, or whether it's a service learning or any of those things. So we are offering 3 courses now, and the school is now, it has completed. I'm talking about UG specifically, undergraduate Bachelor in Architecture. It's a Council of Architecture recognized, and already 3 batches have passed out. We started the school in 2017, and we have almost completed 7th years. Now we are into 8th year actually, and we have 80 intake school. And currently, after that, in the 2, 3 years, 2020, we also started a March program, Master in Architecture. And we are also blessed to have a lot of PhD scholars in our uh, school. There are around 16 to 17 PhD scholars who are pursuing research. So we are very active. Research culture and research aptitude is also there in every bit of or what we teach and what we engage into, whether it's a consultancy project or whether it's a sponsored research. So every student will have an opportunity to directly get involved in the consultancy and research projects as well. So I'll just take you through quickly some glimpses of the campuses. Really, we are blessed to be part of this sprawling campus, lush green campus, Kangeri campus, which is more than 70 acres. And so you find a lot of activities, lot of, you know, spaces and interconnected things, which every student, every school students will always have an opportunity to interact and engage. So I'll just, I may not be able to take you through the, but you can always look into our websites and seek more information. And this is just few slides of the, I'm just showing the campus environment, what we have. Now I will just come to the introducing our architecture building. It's really state-of-the-art building with more than 1.2 lakh square feet of its built-up area. And it is one of the iconic building landmark in our campus, and it has successfully, designed by our Todi in collaboration with few other people. So we are blessed to have different kinds of labs, studios, and a lot of spaces dedicated for our cultural activities, meetings, and even we do invite a lot of guest talks, master classes, a lot of experiential learning happens. So that way, our building is quite spacious, and we are really blessed with this kind of infrastructure. I'll just take you through some of the snapshots of the school premises. Actually, we have some special every day, at least twice in a week, we have a lot of atrium activities. We get involved in a lot of communications, or maybe we'll start with some sort of um, uh, some play or uh, any instruments or some communications will happen. All those activities we normally do in this beautiful atrium space. And in addition to this, all the time we'll have exhibitions going on uh, because Christ is blessed with a lot of activities, which eventually I will quickly show you. It's a very balanced approach that we follow here. A lot of entertainment, a lot of cultural activities, a lot of other extracurricular activities are also given priority in the Christ philosophy. Actually, the university follows believes in that. Actually, that's why I use the word holistic development. So our students, if you see, the studios are very vibrant and they spend a lot of time in this. And I'm just trying to show you some glimpses of the senior students, especially the 8th semester, 7th semester, where we start talking about urban studios and comprehensive studios. So a lot of spaces we have nicely designed studios plus lecture hall. Both are integrated, and sometimes lecture rooms they will attend and then come back. So parallel both activities will happen actually. So students are quite enjoying their they are working on at the same time they will have fun, they will stay back sometimes late night and they work entire night to complete the task. So overall it's a good experience for all the students being there, and we have a point to go for a very rigorous presentation and demonstration. We keep calling experts, jury members for all the at intermediate stages and even final vivos also. So every stage there will be continuous assessment that we are going to do. That will make students very clear about their status and how they can improve upon it. And also, as I suggested, we do have a lot of master classes where experts will come, and on various topics they will be giving talks and some experiential learning also. Really, they work with some materials or some sort of uh, demonstrative things will also happen in school. And we make sure that we use all the advanced digital tools in our presentations, and all what you can see in some of the pictures, smart boards and all are mandatorily we are using it, and everybody is equipped with this kind of technology now. I would like to spend some more time on these unique features that I feel. I mean, I just clubbed both philosophy and features together because they go hand in hand. When you talk about philosophy, although I touched upon in the initial stage, we believe in holistic development, and we are very much committed to service learning, community outreach programs. So, under the ambit of our Christ University, there are a lot of clubs, a lot of student activities where our students eventually take part in those and directly get involved in the execution of the social works. We have something Center for Social Action in the central campus. So a lot of activities, they work directly with NGOs on the field. So our students are fortunate to be part of those activities. So we believe in this kind of service learning is very important here. And I'm proudly saying most of our UG students are very good in research writing. That's what I said. The research aptitude and culture is also very strong. We are inculcating that because that is required when they go to international universities for higher studies. It is mandatory that they have to demonstrate the communication, research writing skills, and all that. And a lot of students have along with the faculties, as I said, working with interdisciplinary schools, projects, they were able to, with full confidence, they went to so many conferences and made presentations. And in addition to that, they are also publishing papers as a first author in many of the Scopus indexed journals also. So that's a proud moment for us. And studio on wheels, it's a thing where we don't believe in only studio inside classroom learning. We always make sure when the studio brief is given to the students, at the very first instance, they will make sure that the entire class with the dedicated faculty, they will go to the field or study context area. They will spend time 1 or 2 days there and literally at the site itself, they work, they do documentation and come back and again proceed with the further analysis in the studios. That's what it's learning while traveling, that kind of good practice that we follow here. And now from the next academic year, very heavily we are emphasizing on bringing in digital proficiency in our curriculum. This has already been approved by the BOS, and we are heavily keeping in mind the contemporary need of that. And the next upcoming all the semesters, there will be layer of digital proficiency in a very hierarchical way. How students will that will eventually help to get into varied employability opportunities, keeping in mind the trend of AI and other things now. So another interesting thing is we do offer a lot of elective baskets. So basket is very vast. A lot of elective courses, keeping in mind how at different stages, starting from third semester till 10th semester, how they will get well versed with their area of interest. They will get proficiency in a selected elective, and they will get into that specialization. So later on, this will help them to widen their employability. So we are offering a lot of elective courses. We are offering value-added courses to them, which will take care of skilling, additional bridge courses, and all those things. In addition to that, they will also do mandatorily one MOOC NPTEL course also. So these are some important things, and holistic development is a core agenda of the university. So we talk to them about various topics under that holistic development, which are related to ethical practices and other things. And we also have summer internships, which will spread into 3 semesters from second, fourth, and sixth. So summer internships are kind of giving a sort of entrepreneurship knowledge before they get into the main internship that is offered in ninth semester. They will have a complete understanding of experience of working with this internship culture. In the beginning only we are giving. These are some of the important unique features of why how we stand different from others actually, and we are also blessed to have faculty from diverse schools actually. We just name it, we have including myself from IIT. There are a couple of faculty from NIT. There are a couple of faculty from many faculty from STEP, SPAs, and we do have some faculties who have done pursued their PhD from abroad, Malaysia, and some masters from Denmark, and so many other countries we have. We are really blessed to have 25 plus faculty members with varied interest and specialization. And very soon we are going to have 100% PhD holders in our school. So some of them are pursuing their PhD program right now. So these are very important takeaways and mentoring system. This is very, we have 1:10 ratio mentoring. Every 10 students, one dedicated faculty will be assigned to take care of their all academic related concerns. So that will be from the day one when they join first semester, that mentor will be with them till they graduate from the school. That is a special care, and we'll also ensure that the progression, student progression will be taken care. If there are any deficiencies in their skilling, immediately the action plan will be developed, and they are taken care of how to better perform in the coming days. So another strength, we are now into a lot of internationalization activities. If you could see the current situation, we already have some tie-ups with Boston Architecture College. That has happened quite some time back. Maybe the school, after the school inception, this is there, and through this kind of MOU, we do have a lot of collaborative research studio and all is happening. And now in the recently, we are our current 8th semester batch is planning to, we are planning to send them to Lille University in France, where we have a agreement and student exchange program where they will go for 1 semester or 2 semesters, and they will be able to earn the European credit, and which they can probably park it for a while, and then they can continue it in the pursuing some other programs, or they can go for the second year of the master's program there only. And we are also blessed to be reflected in the top 100 to 200 ranking of URI, that is World University Ranking for Innovation. So Christ University is reflected between 100 and 200, and especially when it comes to our school, we are having good impact in last year as far as the rural studio is concerned. As I said, some of our rural studio outcome has been executed with uh, getting into bamboo construction and construction of some settlements where students directly went to the site and they executed certain things. So that has created some impact for the school. And many more universities are in pipeline now. Maybe in the next semester, we are going to finalize with few more universities actually. This is just to show you a glimpse of, just now I spoke about a lot of courses that we are already offering to the students, whether it's value added course, open electives. Open electives is offered by the university where it's mandatory. They will go for foreign language, they will go for some additional software related courses and all that. And NPTEL courses, as I said, one course is mandatorily, they have to get certification, and we are trying to bring in all these courses where they will have a lot of whatever gaps that they find in terms of the skilling, in terms of the employability, that all will be taken care by getting into these specialized courses actually. And it's going to be customized. Maybe few, even if there are 5, 10 students also, we are offering the elective courses separately. So as I was talking about the prize known for its activities, actually, and I'm proud to say the entire whole academic year, the students will be involved in one of the activities. Apart from our regular studies, they will be always participating in various club events, sports activities, and we do have a lot of cultural festivals, uh, competitions also they travel, and conference paper presentations they do. So a lot of activities that are there. I just listed a few of them that we recently had this, and I'll just show you some of the pictures if I have. And we were very fortunate to conduct host NASA last year, 2022. June 2022, we were the host for NASA event, and it was a very successful event, and over 1,000 plus students attended this event, and we organized in our Kengeri campus also. So these are some of the cultural events. Daksh is an event where we do it for annual career festival, career Utsav, that happens in both uh, central campus and here also. I'm just trying to show you some of the pictures of that. So finally, I would like to showcase some of the works that our students are doing. As I said, uh, out of the three batch, third batch has just recently passed out last month. They are still in the process of preparing convocation and all that. But there are a lot of good students. They are applying for competitions also, thesis competitions, and a lot of good works have come from the thesis batch. I'm just showing you few of the students, few one or two students uh, who worked under me actually. So this is part of the comprehensive studio that we offer in 8th semester. They normally work on a large scale project. Normally, when it comes to comprehensive study, it's the time for them to demonstrate all the skills and the knowledge that they assimilate in the previous 4 years. Everything they have to demonstrate in handling, large scale projects. Actually. So this is how they do it, and then eventually they'll get geared up to get into internship, and then thesis will happen. So these are some of the thesis projects. This is a youth hostel done by one of my students recently. Last year she graduated. So some two samples I'm showing. Yeah, they have to do both representation drawings and also technical drawings are also mandatory. Yeah, since I'm myself being a placement coordinator, uh, I'm very happy to share that out of the so far 50 plus graduates in all together, almost everybody is settled down, and it's like a balance. Some of them are going for higher studies, some of them are into self practice, and few of them are working, majority of still working with industry. So recently, this is one of the now the current batch who are in 9th semester. They are getting a wide range of diverse offers from internship actually, and this is I'm just showing one of my student Adiraj who got offer from Varanasi Smart City Limited, and he's getting stipend itself is 10,000 rupees per month now. So it is going to be for 5 months. He's going to do his internship. So because this is all possible because of the demonstration they do, the passion that they show towards working towards architectural detailing and the scale, the exposure that we have given them for urban design scale projects, detailing, urban precinct work and all that. That has resulted in to get a offer from this company. So with regard to placement, I'm very proud to say the first batch and second batch, almost out of the 34, uh, placements, most of them now almost they are working in private firms, and also they got offers from very reputed universities for higher studies. First batch student, one of them got Cornell University, but of course he changed to now he's into Edinburgh. he went to that, and recently two more Kent State University they went for higher studies, and one of another student is pursuing his MDes in IIT Guwahati, and his All India rank seed rank is 56. So he's really performing well. And one of the students got offer in with a real estate firm. In fact, they offered him 15 lakh package per year. So we are proud to say they deserve it and they are doing well in the industry. And just to add myself being a passionate, before I come to the end of the session, I would like to, uh, 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 this is something beyond what I'm talking today as a passionate career counselor. I'm also a counselor, certified counselor from California, UCLA Extension. If you ask me my personal experience, how PR or architecture makes a difference when you compare with engineering professionals, definitely I would say architecture is the most beautiful profession when it comes to giving the basic core background, because nobody has to regret when they complete this 5 years program. Because even if you lately realize that after 3 years or 4 years that your interest lies in something else, but still you are able to get into that domain just because you are an architect. That is what I wanted to insist, which is very unlike case in other engineering professions. Once you decide the stream, you are forced to get into that stream. If you are UG in this, then PG has to be in that. But that is very unlikely in architecture. That is the beauty of the profession. You want to get into design, you want to get into planning, you want to get into uh, maybe set design. And some of my students are working into wedding events now. They are into event management in Bombay and all they are working. So that is the beauty of the architecture. So always that platform will give you a prerequisite platform where you can jump into various other domains, which is very few people will realize it. So that is the reason I would say is the most passionate and most beautiful profession that I have ever seen, and I always recommend what you want to become after 5 years. You cannot decide in the first year of architecture, but you have to finish 5 years, and then definitely whatever you want that is possible to do after 5 years also. This is what I always keep saying. Thank you for the audience for listening to me. So if you have any further queries, admission related queries, please get in touch with us. And already I have shared some of the brochures and other things to the DQ Labs. Please get in touch with them. And I personally extend on behalf of our management, HOD, sincere thanks to the DQ Labs, especially Swati and Dion sir for having arranged and for coordinating this one. Thank you very much, and thank you, audience.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Professor. Very, very insightful. If maybe you could go back to some of the slides in the start.
Yeah.
So for those who are viewing this, y'all could ask your questions now. But till the questions come in, Professor, could you go to one of the starting slides? Um, I'll tell you which one. Yeah, right at the beginning. Right? Further, a little before this. Yeah. Yeah, this one. Okay.
Yeah.
The one where you show the campus, the next slide. Right. So for those students who actually came and visited the campus, we thought this was outstanding the way it was designed, and really the environment itself is very well designed, that influences the students to think in a different manner,
True.
right?
True.
So how important would you say is that the design of the design of an architecture school by itself impacts the students? How does that matter to the students?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question that you are raising. But I would also see in a big picture of that, the ecosystem that the university campus has given us. That is also very important. And as a part of the larger entity, definitely, of course, the state of the design that we have it's in terms of the scale and magnitude and this thing, it's a huge actually. Definitely, it will have a great impact, and it's a multifunctional building that we have created. So the first attention anybody would visit our campus is to look at the gigantic scale and the proportion and the kind of architectural elements that we have used. That itself is very attractive for this thing. And the spaces are also very unique. The way we have split into the studio spaces, it's a very uniquely designed, not like a very conventional way. We have a mezzanine floor. The top floor will be for lecture, and as soon as they finish lecture, they come down to the studio. So these are the intricacies, and they always feel connected with the nature and surroundings. That's how
Absolutely.
that's how
And
they feel all the time energetic and
yeah,
in a blissful environment. That's what.
yeah. It's interesting that you use the word ecosystem because it's
Yes,
definitely something that was the feedback that we got when the students came there and visited, and they found that it's the campus, it's the crystal block, it's the
yes.
overall environment that you should. Very interesting. All right. If you can go to the next slide, I'll tell you which one. The following one. Yeah, next. Yeah, this one. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Um, Now this was another interesting slide because you're talking about the philosophy, right? And really the philosophy of all these aspects are there because it adds to the DNA of Christ. It is the DNA of Christ University, and
So
it influences the students in some way or the other, right?
yes,
um Now we see that you have one of the things that struck me here is research, aptitude, and culture. So that's one. And the second aspect is opportunity to work on sponsored research and consultancy project,
yes, I'll
right?
throw some light on that. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Uh,
and the keyword here being sponsored research.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Maybe I agree because of I thought limitations. I could reduce some of the slides. I just missed to tell you, in our school, we are very active in all the faculty members, especially including me and some other professors. We are very active in consultancy projects, and also we have some funded projects. For myself, I am having a funded project from Indian Council of Social Science Research, ICSSR funded project. Uh, Earlier in the past, we had a Council of Architecture funded project. And now, in addition to that, we also have some internal funding, and some faculties are dedicated in bringing consultancy projects from the private clients and few government agencies. That is interesting for students actually. When we are undergoing as a part, many a times the projects will convert into a studio brief also. So when there is a project going on the similar line, we'll try to connect those things to their studio project. So as a result of that, they will have an opportunity to directly get involved in the live projects. So they will get into the field visits. They will do a lot of surveys. They will get into interaction, and then come back and they will demonstrate their drawings, CAD drawings, and other things. So it's like a working a kind of readiness or preparedness to get into the industry. So that is an advantage. And I'm not saying all everybody will be able to do that, but we will ensure that how this can be converted to project. So that is what I believe in. We are very active in research and consultancy. And coming to your another point is, uh, it's an experiment, I would say. When I took over, I taught research methodology as a subject, okay, for UG people. So it was hard for me to make them understand research methodology, what is important, why it is important, and what is the learning outcome of that. But nevertheless, out of the whatever 10, 15 people who opted for that, definitely more than 50% of them, they realized now they started talking about research vocabulary, and they are now confidently going to make conference presentations. They are publishing, they are getting the field work done and publishing papers. So this is helping them to, it's a value addition for them to aspire for admissions, higher education, higher studies, especially in foreign countries. Research is very well regarded. So the way they get into these research activities, it could be slightly different from the conventional scientific research. But we are more into spatial analysis, qualitative surveys, social surveys, all those things. They are
Interesting.
capable to analyze it and then publish it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think you touched upon some very good points there regarding the research and the consultancy. And this is something not very often talked about or focused upon, in industry, because we hear a lot of architects getting into the profession, but getting into the research aspect is
Yes.
not a very common thing, right?
Yes, just to give you one example, if
Mhm.
somebody wants to step into real estate based firms, okay, definitely there will be an entity where they might have to do some report writing, market research studies, all those things. There, it is very important. These days, some research real estate companies are asking for architects, junior architects with specialization in research aptitude, with analytical skills, ability of analytical skills. So that will help them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, Tulika has a question, and I'll come to that in a little while. All right. We'll just cover one or two more slides, which I thought was interesting, and then we'll come back to this. Now, Professor, the student exchange program, what you're talking about, right? Now, this is a very interesting aspect that if we can throw a little more light upon this. Now, you have the options of Boston
Yeah.
and France, right? At this stage.
Yes.
Yeah,
Boston, as far as Boston Architecture College is not meant for student exchange, but that was signed long back in the interest of some research together and faculties from both end coming together, maybe studio collaborations. In fact, they have done some rural studios in collaboration with them. That is the agenda is different. But when it comes to student exchange, we are first time we are emphasizing on this with Lille University because it's a mutual interest by both ends. And for your information, last year we had one student under this exchange program, one student from the Lille from France. She came here and she attended 8 semester studio with us. Sorry, 7 semester urban studio, and she was like very happy and a lot of learning for her and a lot of exposure she got from this program. She went back. Now, eventually, on the other hand, we are expecting now our 8 semester or 7 semester students to send there. But it's a rigorous process. It's not that everybody who will wish they will go there. But there is a platform we are creating, and also eventually there has to be an equivalence between our program and their program. That also we are fine tuning to some extent,
absolutely.
and approval from the statutory bodies.
All right.
The go ahead has to be there, but definitely it will be a good credit for them. They can always use these credits later on to join any other program, or they can continue the same master's program.
Absolutely. Fantastic. So
Yeah,
coming to Tulika's question,
yeah.
her interview with Christ University is scheduled for the 10th of June. She's
Mhm.
saying any guidance or any aspect that Tulika needs to be prepared for.
Okay, she has been called to attend the interview on 10th of
Yes.
June, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let me clarify her. See, as far as interview is there, there are mainly we look for three aspects. First of all, definitely we'll ask for your NATA qualification, and you have to fulfill the requirements of the COA 2022 guidelines, whether minimum aggregate and all that. So there will be three components in the interview. One is your personal interview component, where we would like to know your family background, your self-introduction, and also and so. Then the second component will be kind of, we call it as a skill assessment. In the skill assessment component, we expect you to bring in some, now you have undergone training with DQ Labs. Maybe you can show us some of the portfolios, some sketching, some drawings, geometrical composition, maybe whatever as a out of passion and interest, photography, what all you have done, maybe you can compile it and show us some sort of sample things that can be part of the skill assessment. And the third component is a micro presentation. Micro presentation is a kind of, on the spot, we will give you one topic and we'll ask you to speak on that. We'll try to see how your orientation or inclination towards maybe your architecture or your perception towards it, maybe some points we expect from it. So these are the three components that we expect. And along with that, you also bring in all your certificates and other things. So that's all about interview. Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Um, yeah. One question comes to mind, okay, at this stage, and there's a build up on Tulika's question. Why have this interview in the first place, right? Because most of the schools just say, okay, give me a NATA score, give me a board scores, and then let me take you in. So why does this happen in the first place?
No, that is first of all the policy of the university. And I think for that matter, all the reputed universities, they follow interview process, in my opinion, because since we are a reputed school and there could be a lot of applications also, and we go with the screening and identifying the right candidate is priority for us also. I mean, those who are dedicated, those who have got well informed about architecture and whether their decisive approach is correct or not. I think interview process is a very important process.
All right. Um, right, right. There's a question that came in from Smita. So Smita, you could type your question in. Whenever you can complete that again. Right. Professor, if you can share your screen again.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, welcome, Tulika. Right. So yeah, so Professor, if you can go to the next couple of slides, I'll tell you. You spoke about the NASA event, right?
Yeah.
And this is something, I mean, we've spoken with students from various schools, architecture schools as well,
Yes,
and
yes,
they were all talking about this event. I think it was very well organized and they were very comfortable. Yeah.
yes.
So what is the significance of your students being organizing the NASA event, right? So how does it impact them as students of
Yes,
the
very,
university?
very, very good question. Actually, I think, as you said, before we took up this challenge, we were also kind of, a lot of, we were thinking twice, thrice, how we can go about it. And it's handling such a large crowd and it's a great event, actually. But I would say the batch which was involved, now the currently, they passed out this recently, the 2019 batch. They were fortunate to be part of this NASA event. Uh, so a lot of learning from organizing how to become a good entrepreneur, how to coordinate with many things, how to make sure that such a large event, handling so many speakers, so many master classes, and everything, time management. I think it's a big learning for students, actually. It's not an easy job. And I think what I see, their confidence level after hosting this, they really did well when they went to our internship also, and with the same confidence, they came back to the school. It's an opportunity.
Absolutely. So would you say to some extent it builds their management skills, their coordinating
Absolutely.
skills, yeah, the softer
Absolutely.
skills,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yes.
which ultimately possibly makes them better for placements, more equipped for placements and more equipped for industry. And which is the next aspect I wanted to talk about is the placement aspect, because you showed some very interesting statistics out there,
Yeah.
right? If you could go to that slide. Yeah, yeah. So, since now this is a very important aspect, because a lot of parents and students are, concerned about placements in an architecture school. Yeah. Um, Firstly, the student progression, all right, UG6, PG1, um, three in US, two in Europe, one in Australia, one in India. Okay. Could you give us a little more information on this, the student progression?
Okay. See, first of all, let me give you a quick understanding of the concept of placement in architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, to be honest, we don't have any formal campus placement concept like engineers or engineering students in architecture. It was never before and now also. Okay. But however, as you said, parents' concern or other things. But the beauty of this profession, as I am trying to reiterate the same thing again, the moment they come to the fourth year or final year, definitely there will be common three tracks will be there. One is many of them maybe they aspire to go for higher studies. The another one is like other professionals like legal studies or medicine. We are also licensed holders. We are the students are eligible to get a license from Council of Architecture. But however, why would people think of getting into industry? Because to get a confidence, to get exposed to various kinds of projects, and after 2 3 years of that exposure, definitely the readiness. Those who are keen to get into core practice, that confidence will come, and they will start with the after the COA registration. That is one aspect of it. However, not everybody is made for practice. That is the reason I said this varied employment opportunities can be fetched only in architecture, not in other fields. Okay. But however, sometimes it depends on the larger policy changes or the government, how the policy changes will happen. Sometimes maybe some recession period will be there, but you cannot compare our place, our package with any other software engineers or something. So, in order to be competent with other domains also, that is the reason now the coming days the entire curriculum is getting to be overhauled. It is going to be, a lot of blended version will be there. A lot of efficiency or skills will be there with regard to, as I said, digital proficiency skills. So varied, multidisciplinary, multifaceted things has to be there. Then only the readiness of students to work into various things. There is nothing wrong if he becomes the event manager, as I said, because he has eventually acquired that skill, right? So I believed in. So it is up to them if they want continue with hardcore architecture. But in my experience of 2 decades, architecture is no more that conventional sitting in office and working now. That is not going to help in this current times now. It is more of a managerial skills. It is getting things done. It is more of dealing with various stakeholders. Okay. So you need to know how to deal with the stakeholders, how to deal with how to outsource certain things. So that's why the personality, the multitasking, the skills, that is what we need to groom in the school. So if option is there for everybody. If they want, they'll go to the industry. If they want, they'll get into higher studies. But what I mean to say is, we do still get once the readiness or the skill sets are matching with at par with other professions, we'll definitely entertain them campus placements also. For example, now Christ, I myself have taken initiative. We are going to have a dedicated. We are going to start now SOA career guidance and placement cell. I'm initiating that. So we are doing extra activities, skilling, bridge courses. We'll call industry people for that. So that readiness to get into any sort of ability to work in different areas, different scale of projects, we are taking care of that. So now we had also Titan recruited campus placement. Titan came. We regularly get Atkins to our campus. We regularly RSP will hire, and we also this some of the people had an opportunity to work with government agencies also internship, BMRDA, BDA, and all that. So that is how we believe in giving them, all sorts of exposure.
All right, all right. Fantastic. We'll take one question from Smita Durgam before we wrap this up. So she says, so my daughter has got selected in the university. How much time do we have before we can take the admission, confirm the admissions? What is the admission process exactly?
I think as soon as she will apply online application, she will make definitely the admission department will get in touch with them, and immediately they will call for an interview. Because as per my understanding, the last date for application is June 2nd, if you see in the website. Okay. But definitely, I would suggest them to directly call to that admission in charge person, and they will take care of everything. If we need any further assistance, we are ready to help. No issue.
All right, all right. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Jayaprakash.
Thank
And
you.
with this, we come to the end of this particular webinar.
It's
Really
really,
appreciate.
yeah, it's really pleasure to interact with your company, your team, and also I wish all the candidates, aspiring candidates, to make a right choice and uh, get successful in their architecture profession. Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. And with that, thank you so much
thank you.
for this interaction. It's been a pleasure having you over and pleasure to listen to what you had to say about Christ University. And for those of you all who um, possibly want the link to the DQ Labs presentation. I've pinned the DQ Labs presentation link there. I've also put the information in the description of this webinar. If you open the description, you will get the link to the DQ Edge listing of Christ University. You will get the link to the application form for Christ University, and you will get the link to the presentation deck, the DQ Labs presentation deck, where all of this is available, including the links, including the deck. The deck includes the information of architecture schools to consider in 2024. So please go through all this information. It's there. And we wish every one of the parents and students here all the best.
Thank you.
Right?
And do also share with me the link that you say about.
Absolutely. Will do.
Thank
Will
you.
do.
Thank you so much. It was pleasure talking to you.
Right. Right. Thanks a lot. Dr. Jayaprakash, if you can just be online.